Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back. I'm the Gringa in Mexico, and this is the start of my road trip after deciding to finally move to Mexico. I packed up what would fit in my two-door compact car and moved. And today I'm talking about crossing the border, going through TJ, Tijuana, and staying in Rosarito. Now, I was crossing from San Diego, California into TJ from the San Isidro border. It was pretty simple, although I did get sent to secondary inspection, which went fine. Let's go. Here is a view of TJ right after crossing. Now, I've been to and stayed in TJ, Tijuana, plenty, both in hotels and with locals, and knew off the bat I did not want to stay there this time. The goal was a little resort I had stayed in and loved it in Rosarito. After crossing, this was my first meal, of course, a margarita, and some food. There were some American restaurants mixed with Mexican restaurants. There's plenty to choose from when you cross. I stayed in the first decent hotel that I saw with restaurants around between TJ and Rosarito. This was the view from my room. It looked like a little carnival setup. I didn't actually go to it, but I could see it from the room. I only stayed there one night just to kind of rest up and get my bearings before, and also to buy a Mexican phone before I headed over to Rosarito. So, as I said, the goal was to get back to this resort in Rosarito that I had stayed at before, and it's called Las Rocas. And it's a little resort, and here you can see why it's popular, the views, okay? They also have a cool infinity pool, which you can see here. There's a jacuzzi, and then there are other pools on the property as well. There are a few of them, and if you can get to it before the birds do, then it's great. Here, I knew I wanted to stay at least a couple of days this time. Now, I had been here before COVID, and then this trip, of course, was after. And although it had its cons during COVID, like having to stub your feet in bleach and get your temperature taken, I have to say that the property did not look the same when I returned after COVID. And I know a lot of businesses and hotels were affected, although you still had the absolutely gorgeous views. And again, this is not sponsored, but I would recommend Las Rocas if you are in Rosarito as an affordable place with awesome views. And again, breathtaking views, especially at sunset. Here, I just remember feeling so free and alive to have finally taken the step to move to Mexico after about 20 years of traveling the country. And if you want more on that, take a look at my first video about why I moved. There were still some states I hadn't seen though, so I kind of had a long list. I had always wanted to take these shots, life goals. I mean, a girl could get used to waking up to this view, right? Also, when you check in Las Rocas, at least when I was there, they have multiple bars out by the pool and inside with like a pool table and stuff. So you can be inside or outside, and they do give you two free drinks when you arrive, included with your stay, and that is per person, and it was pretty cool. The view there from that infinity pool is insane. People actually jump off of these cliffs that you're seeing here to surf. Now, I didn't do that because I'm not crazy, but people do it, and it's a pretty intense cliff right there. But there's something about being in that infinity pool at the very edge of it, watching, people surf, or just, the wildlife and the waves and looking over that cliff. It's just amazing. And this is the view from my balcony. And this is me inside the pool as well. Now there's a big kind of stone. It doesn't even look that big in the picture. Um, but they're kind of like boulders that are in the middle, and birds get on them, as you can see. Kids climb them, all kinds of things. So just depending on now, thankfully at this point, I pretty much had the pool to myself. But when I had been before, it was pretty packed. And then in walking distance, there's this little bar called Charlie's near Las Rocas. And I mean walking distance as in like right down the street. And there are some little shops and stuff right there along the main highway, so just walk with caution. But it's a cool little bar. The owner there knows a lot of people, and it seems to be the spot in town. They have live music, good food. I don't have a whole lot of pics, but I do have some videos of their live music, so make sure to check those out as well. All the staff were super friendly and helpful, and most of them were also bilingual. All right, so I did consider renting in Rosarito, but there isn't much there unless you want to live in TJ. And the rentals are more expensive than other areas of Mexico. So you will find more English speakers there. US dollars are more accepted there because it's just so close to the border. The birria in Rosarito was surprisingly good. I will give it that. Overall, Rosarito beaches kind of reminded me of Cali, so it did give me a bit of that home vibes in a sense. And it's nice that it is close to the border if that's what you want. In my case, I decided to keep going. So stay tuned to see where I ended up next. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And you can always buy me a cafecito to help support the channel as well.